With the many different classifications of circuits and pathways that we have out there, let's take 2 minutes to talk about Class X and Class N. Class X pathways have a redundant path. They're very similar to what you see with Class A. However, Class X will operate with a single open or a single ground fault. So it's a little bit different than what we see with Class A. You have a little bit more of this redundancy so that the circuit will still operate. Your condition is still going to be enunciated back at the panel. It'll come in as a trouble, but the circuit will still continue to function even with that open or even with a ground fault to it. So here we see our Class X pathway, and we have a fault on the pathway. However, everything is still functional because we have the redundant path, and a lot of times the way that we provide more of that more redundancy is through fault isolators through each of the devices, where if their device has a fault on it or there's a fault going on throughout the rest of the system, we still have that continuation of the circuit. The condition is still going to be enunciated, but the circuit still functions. And like I said, single fault, single open, we still work with, or ground fault. These circuits are still going to work. We don't see them in a lot of installations. They are not very commonly used. A lot of it comes down to more redundancies, more cost. So there is that downside to it. Class N, we see for network or Ethernet equipment for fire alarm system utilization. All Ethernet pathways must be redundant. Endpoint devices are required for a single pathway. They can communicate to other non-Ethernet devices. So we might see Class N being utilized with an IP communicator with all the other networked equipment and the fire alarm system being tied together. With our Class N pathways, we have our control equipment, redundant path going to the switch. From there, everything is going to be going off of what is the Ethernet network and how that is set up. But we do have to have that redundant pathway. If you are looking to learn more about pathways, circuits, classification of your pathways, pathway survivability, if you're looking to learn more about the code and have a better understanding, log on to our website, check out the NTC Brown Book, and it's at nationaltrainingcenter.com in the bookstore.